Wizards and Witches and Wands, oh my, the fifth installment of the popular Harry Potter film series hits films today, and in the Order of the Phoenix we discover that the famous boy wizard played by the actor Daniel Radcliffe has grown up and is ready to come face to face with evil.
We believe Voldemort may be after something.
Serious?
Something he didn't have last time.
You mean, like a weapon?
No, that's enough. He's just a boy. You say much more and you might as well induct him into the order straight away.
Good, I want to join. If Voldemort's raising an army, then I want to fight.
Daniel Radcliffe, good morning. Great to see you. Do you like what we've done to the place?
I know, it's fantastic. I don't know if everybody at home can see, but there's lots of just smoke effects, and it's incredibly magical.
I know, it is. We've done this all for you because, you know, this new movie, you say actually, and I really believe you, you say this is your favorite.
Yes.
And it's a pleasure actually to promote because of your great admiration for David Yates and what he did with it. Why?
No, I mean, I think what David's done with this film...
The director.
The director, yeah, David Yates. I mean, what he's done with this film, to come into a series which has had 3 previous directors and 4 different films, and retain all that continuity and keep all the magic, but also give it his own edge. What he's done with the film is remarkable.
It is edgy, it's dark. Yeah. In fact, I was thinking that very little kids might be scared while looking at it. Very little kids, but
I think
older
very
kids
little
will
kids, yes, will be scared.
And they might have nightmares for some time, but the kids who are older, in fact...
don't want to scar people.
I know, but you with the scar don't want to scar people.
No, exactly. But I think also that, you know, again, something David said about, you know, kids of 9 or 10 love to be scared by movies. They love to be put on the edge of their seat just as much as adults do. And I mean, for me, I remember when I saw Jumanji, I was terrified, but I absolutely loved it. You know, so I think people, you know, kids, and this is much scarier than Jumanji actually, but I think still people will want to be scared by it.
You are still having fun making these films, you say, and in fact, you had a big moment out in Los Angeles where just this Monday you were immortalized. Your hands and I guess your wand was immortalized at Grauman's Man's Theater, and your parents were watching.
Yes.
I mean, what is it like to be immortalized at the age of 18?
It's
almost 18.
Almost 18. Yeah, no, I mean it's amazing. I don't think any of us realised quite how much it would mean to us until we got out there. We knew it was a big deal, but we got out there and started doing it, and it was really emotional actually. It was quite overwhelming. It was just incredible. Suddenly this feeling.
In this particular film, there you are with Emma and Rupert, you know, you're basically leading an uprising. This is a new Harry. This is not Harry reticent and fearful of what he's been born into. This is Harry who's emerged and becomes a real warrior, a leader.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that defines his character in this film. He goes some way towards accepting that his life is always going to be very, very difficult, and that he has to fight against that. And so I think that's what comes out of this movie. And I think that's one of the things, as you say, Harry becomes this sort of Henry V type leader, which I love doing. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because this idea of emerging comes at a time when you yourself are emerging, and you're developing, I think, more of a fearlessness with your acting, and the critics are noting that actually, saying that your work is very good. Well, I think you've read some of this criticism, saying you haven't. Okay, well then I will say some of it here. Well, for example, you're now on stage in Equus, right? And there's a nice review here that says, no doubt that Harry's, where is it? I can't find it. I got to find it for you. But basically, it basically says that your acting is stunning, especially on stage, where you basically take off all your clothes, number one.
Well, yes, well that happens a lot later in the play, but yeah, no, I mean, the thing is, the people I've always looked up to are people like Gary Oldman. I mean, he's sort of my hero in terms of acting, and he's a lovely, great man as well. And so, you know, to be able to do something that I felt was as fearless as something that he might have done is excellent for me.
Okay, found it. The Guardian says, forget all the prurient press speculation about Harry Potter's private parts. It's about the play Equus that you're playing in London, or did play in London. The main revelation of this revival is that Daniel Radcliffe can really act, proving that his screen appearances as J.K. Rowling's boy hero are no magical flash in the pan.
Oh, that's very nice.
Reaction?
That's great.
The first you've heard of that.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I don't read reviews ever, just in case they're terrible. So, but yeah, no, I think that's incredible. That's lovely. Thank you very much.
But one of the things I've noticed is that, you know, this idea, it's always begged the question for me with you, Daniel, is that, you know, you were so young when you started this series. It makes me wonder, you know, if you had not done the Harry Potter series, if I would be sitting across the way from a almost 18-year-old architect or budding lawyer. I mean, what do you think that this was something that you chose, or that was
Yes.
chosen for you, this life, with
No,
all its trappings and positives?
No, this was something that I chose, definitely. I mean, it wasn't until, and I think it was because there was never any pressure put on me to do this as a career in the long term that I actually wanted to. I think if the people have been saying, well, you've done this now, you've got to do this for the rest of your life, I would have been terrified and I wouldn't have done it. But because it wasn't really until the third film that I thought, actually, this is something I'd like to pursue and do more of.
But you didn't know what you were getting into. You didn't realize about the paparazzi and the pressure and the publicity.
No,
and
but
in
that's
fact,
been
in
all right.
Details magazine, there was an interesting piece about you in Details
Right.
magazine. And there's a quote in there that
Oh,
really
right.
caught me.
Yeah.
And it said that there's a line in there about how you have no idea whom to trust, because of your exposure to so many people who now want something from you. I mean, we had Barbara Corcoran on the show this
Right,
morning
yeah.
asking you to sign her coat, for goodness sake. I mean,
But,
what do
the
you
thing
think
is-
about that? Is it too big a burden, or are you...
No, not at all. I mean, the thing is that I don't really... There are ways of dealing with it, and if you just refuse to take stuff like the paparazzi seriously, if you take them seriously, then they will get to you. But if you don't, you just think, well, you know what, they're doing the job, let them get on with it. I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of rising to the bait, and because they're just trying to provoke you is mainly what they do. And as long as you don't let them get to you, then I think you'll be all right, really. And as long as you've got people around you who are totally honest with you, like my parents and some very good friends, you will be all right.
You're very lucky
Yeah,
that way.
very lucky,
You
yeah.
do say, however, that you were probably the only kid in the world who doesn't want an 8th Harry Potter book. So you're done. once the movies are done, you're done.
Yeah, that's the plan.
And you've got movies, other movies you're working on, this play.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're emerging into a life of acting. This is your goal in life. Is
We
that
hope
right?
so. Yeah, absolutely. I definitely want to continue doing this and getting better at it.
Well,
yeah.
my own review, and I can find my own quote, is I think you're terrific in this movie. It's a pleasure to watch.
Wonderful.
Dana Radcliffe,
Thank you very
good
much
luck to you
indeed.
in everything.
Thank you
so
very
young,
much.
so successful. Anyway, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix reveals itself in theaters today. And tomorrow we're going to meet Miss Girl Power herself, Emma Watson.